Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Just Coded with Sarthak. In this channel we discuss about tech, career, product and life. And in this video series of about my career, I will try to discuss about ZS. I have previously done one video where I have explained all about my interview experience. क्या rounds थे, किस type of questions पूछे गए, and how was that experience altogether. So I will try to put that link here somewhere. Please check that out first to know my interview experience at ZS. And in this video particularly, we will discuss about what kind of projects that I worked, what kind of teams that I worked with, what was my learnings at ZS, and what were the different things that I explored as being part of an employee at ZS. So, and before moving on to the video, if you have not even subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon near that so that you get a notification every time I put a new video. And without further ado, let's start with the video. ZS was my first company out of my college, so that was first proper full-time job, I would say. Prior to that I was into internships, and that was kind of similar to full-time jobs, but it has to be counted as an internship because I was at college technically at that time. But ZS was my first company, and it was I gave the interview experience at offline level, so offline tha, but when I joined for ZS, the pandemic hit and the whole thing converted to online. So I cannot share details about how was the office experience because I never went to ZS office, and things were in working, I would say, in a everything was in work from home and everything was online. So take this video with a pinch of salt, and because that is the experience that I had. At least things might change in future because when the offices open up, I still haven't heard that ZS has opened up their offices, but this was something about that. So in this particular journey, what happened was I joined from right out of my college, and I was moved, I was given the team which was a pod, ATP if to be precise. So how things are divided in ZS are pod and client teams. If you are a part of a particular client, that you are a part of a client team. If you're a part of pod, you get to work on similar technologies for multiple clients. And by clients, most of the clients of ZS are in pharma sector. So most of the top 10, top 20, top 100 companies that you hear about, most of them in the pharma sector are clients of ZS, but there are other clients as well from different industries. So वही same technologies के लिए I have to work with different clients. So in my experience, I have at least worked with 6 or 7 clients, and there are clients by name of the company. For in that company particularly, for one client, I might have worked with 10 different, I would say, client per se in name. So there were one client from the same company coming for the different project, one client from the same company, different projects. So I would say I have worked on altogether 10-ish projects, and to be precise, 6-7 companies. 6-7 big pharma companies. I cannot say the name because of confidentiality, but that was that I have the experience for. Majority of my work revolved around Power Apps and low code platforms, how can I build tools in Power Apps and what were the things that I can do. But some of the bit of the work also revolves around Excel, Word and slides. I would say in the decreasing order from maximum part of the Excel and then so on and so forth. My team has specific capability in low code platforms, so I was working on Power Apps. If you have heard about Power BI and Power Automate, that was a combination that Microsoft at least launched. So in this time, काफी ज़्यादा work करा, काफी ज़्यादा clients के लिए work करा. Things can be different for different people, but at least my work-life balance was good, I would say. I was bombarded with projects and tight deadlines, but still I was able to manage a good working life balance. It was thanks to my manager and a bonding that I had with him. I was able to freely communicate with him what are my concerns and what are my things are. But ZS life experience was very smooth for me. There were some hiccups, there were some ups and downs, obviously, but definitely this was one of the greatest learning. Generally, ZS has 2 review cycles, one around November, December, one around June, July. That is called the appraisal cycle, something like that. and I joined around I think June, July. So just right after whole company's appraisal cycle, I joined. Like when I joined, my manager was promoted to consultant. All of the team members were promoted. So a lot of happiness was there. My team was good enough. Like it has some part of the members were in Delhi, some part was in Pune, and some were internationally in the ZS offices from US, working together to bring it like good work. I was able to work on some extracurricular projects that ZS is running across Void firm, some of the Fun Friday activities also, and in technical part of it, I was able to explore and learn new technologies working on the projects. Something like VBA Excel I was not aware of, something like Power Apps I have never worked on, something like Power BI, Power Automate that I have never worked on. I was able to learn and explore those technologies also. And one of the key learnings that I had was to work in a team, work with a consultant, and work with a client. How to express your things with the client, how do you present the demos, how do you work in a service-based sector. That was the key learnings. The things will definitely change for you because a lot of these things vary from team to team. My team was a pod, your team might be a client team, all the things might change there. My personal preference, if I have to ever again ZS or if I have to recommend ZS, I would definitely want you to join a pod because it opens up a lot of like opportunities for you. You get to work with different clients, different teams, and how do you understand the things in general. So I was able to work with clients from US, Europe, and Japan. So that was like biggest learning for me. Different time zones were there, but still I will say I was able to maintain a good working life balance. That was one of the things. Yeah, क्योंकि मैं अपने दोस्तों से मिल पा रहा था, उनका टाइम एंजॉय कर रहा था. Between days I can even like mark myself AFK for 1-2 hours and still go out and meet some friends, go out for some good time. So that was one of the great learnings. For some of the people, the work-life balance has not been good. I cannot comment on that because that was not the experience. On one project, because that was a deadline crunch, I did like face some bandwidth crunch, but still I was able to do a good job. And even a very peculiar thing was when my real brother had his marriage. He took like a 15 days leave, but I was able to get a 21 days leave around that time. So like that was the thing that I enjoyed. The team was very supporting, the HR team, the different teams are very supporting and very helping in nature. And so my first review was because I just joined the company and it started in the October, November. I was like 3-4 months in the cycle. I was learning new technologies. I was like learning on the new service side sector of this company. It was, I would say, above average kind of a review. But when things went well and the second review cycle came in like March, April-ish, it was like phenomenal. Because one of the things that happened at ZS, if you give someone an exponential, exceptional feedback, if a manager gives an exceptional feedback, there is a special questionnaire that comes up for managers for those particular reviews, that why have you rated this guy like exceptionally well and why he or she has performed exceptionally well. You have to justify your ratings. You cannot direct go and like mark all the ratings in 10 or 9 or something like that. You have to justify that for this 6 months I have noticed that he has worked well, he has worked on his shortcomings in last review, he was able to manage to pull up those things. So this was the one good experience that happened with me, कि मेरे मैनेजर ने मुझे बहुत ही एक्सेप्शनल रिव्यू दिया. He has to justify that review as well, and I was able to do good job. But simultaneously during that time I was interviewing with a lot of companies, and I hope I will put all those videos, how was my rejection stories and my selection stories with different companies. Stay tuned for that. But during that time I was also got an offer from a company and I decided to join the company. So this review happened. This was like the manager shared it with me on a personal level. But what happens is whenever a manager feeds into review, they're like, it also depends on your manager how they want to share it. Do you want to share it before the actual review comes out in the public, or they want to share it before with you after like filling the actual review? So with this happened with me, he discussed the review with me that this I have felt and I have felt it. Do you want to justify? Do you want to discuss something on? Do you want to learn more about something like that? This discussion happened, and a week, or I would say quite a couple of weeks after, I put in my resignation. So for the formal review, for my formal appraisal that could come, before that I have put my resignation. I decided to leave the company because I got something in the product management side that I was well longing for, and This was my story at ZS. So in 11ish, 12ish months that I have spent at ZS, they were phenomenal. I worked with some of the great people, and I'm still connected with those people in a very well way. These are the best minds I have come across during my time at ZS, and agar things would have been different if the offices would have opened up. काफ़ी चीज़ें different होती, काफ़ी चीज़ें और different होती. My learnings, my things, and there could be some perks that I was not able to enjoy. There has been a saying that ZS has a party culture, but I was not able to at least go to a single party in my tenure at ZS. But I hope things get normalized after this pandemic, and people like you who are aspiring to join ZS get to see people in person and get to experience all that. So with this, I come to end of the video, and I hope आपको एक पूरा ZS का experience अच्छा लगा होगा. You were able to grab some insight from ZS. Please feel free to comment below what are your different doubts with ZS and how do you want to proceed. Like if you have, I was at a BTSA position, but if it could be related to DA and BOA position as well. If you want, I will try to bring in some guests who is at BOA and DA level or at consultant level who can share their journey, share their experiences at ZS. Please mention that in comment below. एंड दोस्तों अपनी वीडियो को शेयर करें, अपने दोस्तों के शेयर करें जो ZS ज्वाइन करने वाले हैं, ZS का इंटरव्यू दे रहे हैं. इट विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर देम. सो टिल देन, सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो. बाय बाय, टेक केयर. सो गाइस, व्हाट इज न्यूटन स्कूल? न्यूटन स्कूल एक एडटेक स्टार्टअप है जहाँ पे यू कैन लर्न मोर अबाउट डिफरेंट टेक्नोलॉजीज आउट देयर. दे विल हेल्प यू गेट जॉब ऑफर फ्रॉम दीज टॉप टेक कंपनीज, एंड उनका एक बहुत ही अच्छा प्रोग्राम है जहाँ पे आपको ₹1 भी पे नहीं करना है जब तक आपके इन कंपनीज में जॉब नहीं लग जाता. दे हैव वेरी गुड ऑफरिंग्स विद दिस कोर्स, लाइव क्लासेस, इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोजेक्ट्स, मॉक इंटरव्यूज एंड पर्सनल मेंटरिंग. I will put the link in the description, and I suggest you all to check this out and explore their courses.